Most men have no idea what she really craves behind closed doors. You think it's about going deeper, lasting longer, or doing something wild she saw in a movie. But what if I told you that everything you've learned about pleasing a woman is backwards? What if the real power isn't in how much you give her, but in how much you withhold? This isn't clickbait. This isn't some gimmick. This is the raw, uncomfortable truth that nobody teaches you because most people don't even know it themselves. She doesn't want you to pound her into the mattress. She doesn't want you rushing toward the finish line. What she wants, what she's secretly obsessed with, is the man who can tease, pause, and play at the edge. Just the tip. That's not a joke. That's the most psychologically powerful move you can make if you know what you're doing. And if you don't, she may never say it out loud, but she'll forget you. She'll remember the guy who made her feel everything with barely anything. She'll remember the one who slowed down, held back, and took control of her mind, not just her body. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down what no one is brave enough to say out loud. Why she loves being teased, why less is more, and why if you want to be the man she begs for again, you need to completely rewire how you think about sex. Don't click away, don't blink, because once you hear this, you'll never go back to doing it the old way. This isn't about sex. It's about power. Stay with me. You're about to learn the truth. You've been lied to. Conditioned to believe that pleasure, hers and yours, comes from depth, from force, from how far you can go. But the truth is, control is what separates boys from men in the bedroom. Not just physical control, but psychological restraint. That's why when she whispers, just the tip, it's not a limb. It's an invitation, a challenge, a test of how well you understand the subtle language of desire. Most men fail that test. They hear just the tip, and they roll their eyes, laugh it off, or dive all the way in within seconds. What they don't realize is that they've just revealed everything: their lack of patience, their inability to delay gratification, and worst of all, their total disconnection from her internal rhythm. And she sees it, she feels it, and she never forgets it. The man who understands this game knows that seduction doesn't start with the body, it starts with the mind. Just the tip is not a physical limitation. It's foreplay at a neurological level. It's her body saying, show me you can wait. Show me you're not starving. Show me you can handle the heat without devouring me in one bite. Because when you stay at the edge, when you control the urge to go all in, you send a message: I'm not here to take. I'm here to master. That kind of patience communicates power. It turns a simple moment into a storm of sensation because every nerve is on high alert. You're creating intensity by denying completion, and in that tension, you amplify everything. This is how you unlock her trust. Her surrender, when she sees you holding back, not out of fear, but out of strength, she begins to lean in. She starts to melt, not because of what you're doing physically, but because of the psychological safety you're creating. That space of slowness, of awareness, of deliberate restraint. It tells her you're not here to conquer. You're here to connect, and once she feels that, once she realizes you're not just reacting, you're leading with intention, she will follow you. She'll crave more, not because of how far you go, but because of how you wait. So the next time you're tempted to rush, ask yourself, can I create chaos with control? Can I make her beg through silence? Can I build pressure with patience? Because when you learn to dance at the edge without falling in, you unlock a part of her that most men never reach. Remember, dominance isn't loud. Power isn't forceful, and seduction is never about how deep you go. It's about how long you can stay right at the edge, but in the process of preparation. They think it's a joke, a game, a delay tactic. But what teasing really is, what it does at a psychological level, is build anticipation. And anticipation, when handled with intelligence and emotional presence, becomes one of the most powerful tools in intimacy. Just the tip isn't a boundary, it's a blueprint, a slow unfolding, a conversation that's less about what you're doing and more about what you're withholding. And how that changes everything. Let me explain why it works. When you give everything all at once, the brain has no time to heighten its sensitivity. There's no mental runway for arousal to build. It's the same principle as storytelling. If the climax happens in the first chapter, the rest of the book is forgettable. But if you pace it, if you layer the narrative, increase the tension, drop hints, create pauses, you make the mind obsess. You make the heart race, you make the body ache. That's what erotic teasing is, a slow seduction of the senses, a deep invitation into craving. And when you use just the tip, when you hover at the edge and don't fully enter, you awaken her in a way full penetration never could. You're communicating without speaking. You're telling her, I see you, I feel you, I'm here with you. That shallow entry isn't just physical, it's deeply symbolic. You're stepping into her space with care, not conquering it with ego. Her body doesn't respond with loud screams. Immediately, sometimes it whispers first. Her hips shift. Her breath pauses, her eyes search you, and all of that is data. It's your signal that the anticipation is working. That her nervous system is lighting up, that her emotional core is softening, preparing to let go. Not because of force, but because of how you made her feel in the space before more. She doesn't want you to rush. Even when she says she's ready, what she really means is, keep building me. Keep stoking the fire, keep turning the page slowly, and if you do it right, that moment of full surrender, when you finally give her more, feels like an explosion, not a transaction. This is what most men miss. They think teasing is optional, something you do before real sex starts. But the truth is, teasing is the real sex. It's where the trust builds. It's where she feels desired, not just used. It's where you enter not just her body, but her mind. And if you can dominate her there, the rest follows effortlessly. So next time she moans at just the tip, don't take it as a green light to finish the job. Take it as proof that you're finally doing it right. Because the man who can keep her on the edge without breaking her anticipation is the man she remembers. Long after the lights go out, the biggest mistake men make in the bedroom is assuming she wants to be F*** kid, that she's only there for physical release, that her moans are proof of satisfaction when sometimes they're just habit. The truth is, most women aren't yearning to be dominated by the body. They're starving to be understood by the soul. And until a man understands this, no amount of movement, pressure, or stamina will ever make him unforgettable. This is where the concept of just the tip becomes spiritual, psychological, emotional. It's not about restriction, it's about recognition. In that moment when you pause right at the edge, you're not simply teasing her body. You're showing her you can read the space between the lines. You're speaking a language she's rarely heard fluently from a man, the language of presence. When a man enters with awareness, not just lust, everything shifts. Suddenly, the room feels different, her guard lowers, her breath deepens, because in that moment, she's not just being touched, she's being seen. And that, to a woman, is more erotic than any thrust could ever be. This is where you stop being just another guy she had sex with and start becoming the man who woke something up in her. The one who didn't just take, but listened. The one who didn't just perform, but felt. Most women walk through life being desired for their bodies, but completely overlooked in their emotional world. The man who slows down, who uses restraint, who plays at the edge instead of rushing in, is offering something no one else has, attunement. That's why she'll crave you, not because you were rough, not because you lasted longer, but because you noticed her. You held her without rushing her. You matched your energy to her signals. You gave her safety, not pressure. Excitement, not expectation. And when she feels that, she lets go in a way that's raw, vulnerable, and real. She doesn't love just the tip because it's some kinky game. She loves it because in that moment, you're not proving how much you want her. You're proving how much you understand her. And women fall hardest for the man who sees the parts of her no one else even thinks to look at. So ask yourself, do you want to be remembered for how you moved, or for how you made her feel? Because long after the act is over, it's the emotional imprint you leave that defines your legacy inside her memory. And, in the end, the deepest form of intimacy isn't when you enter her body, it's when you enter her heart. Without force, without ego, without rushing, just pure, aware presence. That's the man she dreams about. That's the one she never forgets.